Namaste, everyone. It's cold and flu season, and there are lots of bugs going around at the moment. So let's talk about some Ayurvedic strategies to help keep the symptoms at bay, but more importantly, to ensure that the doshas are balanced. Because anytime there is an imbalance, it's because the doshas are off kilter. So let's talk about Vata dosha. Vata dosha is in its prime at the moment because we are going into Vata season, cold, dry, and rough. So how do you rebalance? You ensure that the body is lubricated both externally and internally with the appropriate oils. You are eating warm, unctuous, nourishing foods to ensure that all of those qualities of cold, dry, and rough are kept at bay, because an aggravated vata is going to result in imbalance. And then Kapha dosha. Kapha is responsible for all mucus production and lubrication in the physical body. So where you've got excessive mucus, that is an overactive or aggravated Kapha dosha. How would Kapha be aggravated? A couple of things. Diet is front and center. So if your Kapha dosha is aggravated, you want to stay away from things like dairy, excessive carbohydrates, heavy foods, processed foods, frozen foods. All of that is going to aggravate Kapha dosha, and in that state of aggravation will result in excessive mucus production. So very important for Kapha dosha, and then Vata dosha. And then, of course, wherever there's inflammation, it's Pitta dosha. So the dietary protocols that you follow right now would be extremely important in terms of ensuring that the doshas are kept at bay. The other thing that we do in Ayurveda is that we focus very much on the nose. So you would know that the ears, nose, and throat are connected, and our primary focus is how do we address imbalances through the nose. And we use a process called neti potting, which I imagine that most people are familiar with, and then secondary to that, nasya. So a neti pot, very simple, you clean out the nasal passages with a salt solution, and you can put a drop of Himalayan salt in it, and that just helps you clear out the nasal passages. What you'll notice is that when your nose is clear, when you're able to breathe better, everything else slots into place. So that's why the nose is the primary focus. Once the nasal passages are clear, we then use oil lubrication. In Ayurveda, we always use oils because they penetrate the tissues and really allow the rebalancing to happen at a cellular level. So the oil that I use is an organic sesame oil. And what you do is you would put a couple of drops, let me lift this up, you put a couple of drops on your baby finger, and then you put it into your nose and you swirl it around, and you do it on both sides, and you can do it 3 times, and you can do it 2 to 3 times a day. And once you've done it, you would take a deep inhalation, like a, and you're using your nose, so that you're really allowing that oil to penetrate the nasal cavity. This is going to allow for the bugs that are inherent in the physical body to be removed. So what you might find is that you're going to be spitting up a lot of mucus. That's a way that you're eliminating it. Or even when you go to the bathroom and you're eliminating via bowel movement, you might find that the stools have more mucus. This is all the way that we eliminate the mucus from the physical body. Very important to note, you would not do an oil application of nasya if you have a runny nose. It is completely contraindicated for runny noses, because what happens is that oil is a carrier. So if you are using nasya and you're lubricating your nose, that oil is carrying throughout the body, which means that you are circulating the virus, bacteria, whatever it may be, through the physical body, and we definitely don't want to do that. Okay, well, everybody, I hope you are all in a balanced state. Thanks for listening. Jai Gurudev.